Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the bait shop. I think I'm the Chad. I'm not real sure. We got.
I don't even know what to say.
I don't even know what's going on right now, folks. But we got Chad's co-star. I think that's Freddie, but I have not yet determined for sure what that is. And we have the winner of the Slab Masters tournament, Angler X. As you might know him, other than that, by James Dockery Fishing. Oh,
I fixed it.
Thank you. Make sure you go over and drop that sub hook set button. Make Lyle and Mark proud. Before we get started, I do want to say Happy Veterans Day to all of our veterans out there, and I want to thank you all for your service. Mr. Freddie, I know you are one, sir, and appreciate you, brother,
Yes,
for all
sir.
you've done. Let's see. We've got James Dockery Fishing's was first in the house, beating Avid by a whopping 1 minute. Well done, James.
Thank
Avid,
you.
Avid made the show. Thank you for sharing it out, Avid. I did see that. Appreciate it. Want to be outdoors. It's going on Matt, Tim Molina, Elizabella, Patrick Thomas, Real Gals Fishing, Jason Lamb, Two Old Vets. There's Catfishing Crappie. What's going on, Mark? James Kirkpatrick. I might have said you already. Buck Williams. What's going on? There's Betty Jean Cross. Fishing the Mid-South. Fishing in Freedom. Scrolling. For only being like 5 people so far, you all have talked a lot. I like it. Let's see. We got Parker Pursuits. Sorry I missed your live earlier. As soon as I got off work, you quit on me. I think you did it on purpose.
Hey, I got in there and said hi to him, and he was like, "Oh, I got to go." So,
so it was something against us. Got it.
yeah.
Joe Buck 66. What's going on, Joe Buck? Dewey Cooter. Always a pleasure to have you in. James Allbow. Brian B. Dinkins.
Come on now, he's my BFF. You know
No, I tried to be nice to him the other day, and he said some rude comments, so he got demoted back to Brian B. Dinkins.
Okay.
We got the Bullock Experience, Chrissy Brown, Lee Evans Outdoors, Larry from 3+1, so I'm sure Miss Amy's around somewhere. William Warner, what's going on, Pork Chop? Panfish Nation says James Dockery Fishing at number 365. And dropping your link. Scrolling, and I'm down to the end. V3 Customs says, "What the heck is this?" Well, this is the Chad Lookalike. This is the Chad Lookalike show. It's like Halloween never ended.
It's the bait shop with Chad.
That's right. Chad. This is the bait shop.
With Chad and Chad, y'all. Come on.
I'm loving the shirt. I really am loving the shirt. That's sharp. Abbott thinks he's seeing doubles or he's seeing twins. Angler X, you spelled Dink Angler wrong. Boom, Miss Betty Jean.
You know, I ain't seen Betty post any fishing pictures here lately, so I don't know.
He hasn't. This is LG Bass and bumping Mike Greenwell. Well, let's talk about it. So, you know, we had the Slab Master tournament this weekend, and I got to say it was 2 epic days. We had 175 fish caught the first day, 173 countable fish caught Sunday. We had 1 channel cat caught by Freddie. And then you caught 1 at the end, but it didn't count. So we'll call that 2 days of 175 fish caught. And I got to say, it was pretty awesome. Everybody caught fish, but, you know, several of you just found a school that never ended. You know, once Josh Dunningham got on them bluegill, it was insane to watch him pull them out left and right. Freddie, you started getting them double fisted them, man. It was like one after another, and you struggled all day. about halfway through, like that wind and everything else, and then you found them, and it was just like, I love seeing you out there. You had a rod in each hand. He was like, I ain't giving up. You're like, I'm going to keep going, and I ain't stopping. And
I knew if I hit them, I knew if I'd hit them, they'd be in the spot, and it just a matter of time. That water heated up, and it was good after that.
Justin had a channel cat too on the first day. I did forget about that.
Yes, we were the only two, me and Justin. Got to give him credit for that.
That is true. So we'll go with 176 fish caught on the first day. So it's awesome to see. But, when you got somebody that starts, other than the 20-minute, 30-minute break they took to move lakes, and it just from start to finish, that's why he was deemed Angler X and ended up winning with 108 total fish. Josh Dunnigan ended up with 103. 103, yes.
Yeah.
So 200 plus fish day. But James Dockery, Angler X, you won it, sir. And that was just awesome to see.
Well, thank you.
Seeing Mr. Muskrat Adventures was in here. Mr. Creole Catfishing is also here. Always good to see y'all.
There's Mr. Maurice Hasten.
Mr. Maurice. What's up, buddy? So,
and there's the lovely D, of course.
There's no what?
There's the lovely D in here now.
Where?
She just said hi.
My wife's here?
Maybe.
Oh, well, she threatened.
Or is she here?
She threatened to make me do the show outside in the cold rain earlier, so I haven't said hi to her. I apologize. Hello, beautiful wife. All right.
Well, what did you expect when you said you were going to take our Jeep deer hunting?
And?
Just saying.
I wanted the deer hunting style this year. Dale Hayslip, what's going on, buddy? So, James, tell us a little bit about your strategy. What did you have that strategy going into the weekend, or what happened there?
Actually, my plan was a little bit different than what I actually ended up doing. Like I said, and the trout aside, take the trout away, that's fine. I was doing that for Mark. That was the only reason that I was even actually going after those was to poke the bear just a little bit. And
why was that?
What's that?
Why would you want to poke the bear?
It was the anniversary of the very first 1 versus 1, and and I was going for a certain number. I'm not going to say it. I'm sure everybody in chat will put it up there for us. But it took me a lot longer to get those 23 than what I wanted. And once I hit the 23 mark, it was just like, all right, listen, I've got to get out of here because I'm wasting time. And the trout itself had actually slowed down dramatically on the bite, and it was just like, all right, this is no longer fun. Let's get out of here and head to the place where I really and truly wanted to go. Not really and truly wanted to go, but the place I ended up going.
Right.
There was another option that I had at a different lake down at Thomas Hill, which is it's a better crappie fisheries than what Forest Lake is. And that's where I'd actually planned on going and fishing. A little bit better numbers, not as big as fish. I think I probably could have done just as well down there. But like I said, I wasted way too much time chasing them trout than what I wanted to. So I was only going to spend about an hour there. And then next thing I know, it was hour and 20 minutes. And my fish finder, as some are starting to call it now, ended up in the water.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. So do you think that the trout bite went south because they were down there watching TV?
Probably, but no, I went back and watched it. And as soon as it hit the railing, it shut off. So I don't know if it busted or what the deal was, but yeah, it was just, there was nothing left. So it is what it is. Got a new phone. Katie got a new windshield out of it. It was fun.
Yeah, so I saw your post and stuff, and you messaged about the window after the tournament.
Yep.
At least the fishing went right for you, because that seemed like it was not a
That was
glorious
pretty
day to-
much that was pretty much about it. And I think some of the other anglers like Justin and those guys, they put some bad juju on me, and I lost my phone. Katie's windshield got busted. My youngest daughter got sick that day, so it was one of those days where if it could go wrong, it was going wrong, and if it could go right, it was going right.
Well, let's think of a little bit of a positive here, though. Did you make it home in one piece?
Barely, yes, actually. See, and that's another thing that look, and I'm not trying to jinx you or anything like that, all right? But everybody knows Rob Chance, Mo Creek Fishing, got severe frostbite during one of your tournaments. Some of you don't realize that during the last couples tournament, I fell down a 8-foot embankment and basically broke my other foot. So I started off the year breaking my left foot, and this time I broke my right one. And then this happens. It's time for somebody else to step up and take some of the bad luck.
Yeah,
So,
I do have a history, don't I, of these tournaments that something happens. Trying to think, during the couples tournament, even it was more of a broken rod tournament where Creole broke a rod, J Dog broke a rod. I don't know if anybody got hurt this year though in the couples tournament.
I did. That's
That's the
that
that's
was,
okay. Yeah, that is the one. Okay,
yeah,
you're right.
that was falling down that embankment.
Yeah, I just wanted to hear you say it again. What's going on, Jeremy Colvin? Speaking of a really good day, Jeremy Colvin put a pretty good day on that Saturday as well. Him and his 24 dozen minnows.
Yeah. And that just goes to show. I mean, look at some of Jeremy's videos. I mean, the guy is, he can catch crappie left and right. And he just ended up not having the day he wanted. And there was a lot of people that are like that. Look at Freddie. Freddie started out the morning. He couldn't pay a fish to bite. And then, all of a sudden it just kind of turned on for him. And he went from dead last all the way into what was it, fourth?
Yeah, you ended up finishing fourth in the tournament, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, I got a problem with that. Technically, if you go by a number of fish, I finished third because I had more fish than Jeremy did, but he had more points than I did.
Freddie, you're starting to sound like Mark. Okay.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Let's stop with the excuses.
Settle
this
down.
was a points tournament, and you came in fourth. Let's just call it what it is. You took fourth. You're not, you dress up me like me. You're not going to suck up and get moved up in places here, buddy.
Well, I figured I'd be like you and complain about a tournament. That weight, the scale from the other tournament you were in with a fish on the. Yeah,
but that worked in my favor though, not yours.
Yeah, but you actually have pictures of that one though, doesn't it? Don't you?
I do have photo proof of that. Yes.
So there you go.
Oh, there's Miss Tara Blackburn, my BFF. What's going on?
That's my BFF.
Back
but
off.
No, I mean there was a lot of anglers that they could have done just as well as I could have. Mark, we've all seen Mark's fish that he catches up through there. He could have done just as well. Freddie could have done just as well. All of them except for fishing the Mid-South Outdoors or whatever his name is. I don't think he could have done as well at all. So, but that's just me. That's personal opinion. That's sorry.
I was actually looking for something because if I had this still, but yeah, I did want to call this out that I really did win Tacticats. Since Park and Pursuits is in here, I will throw this out there that Chad got cheated. Still stands, pal. Christina Dunnigan says that they're bringing bubble wrap to Mendota. Betty Jean is bringing her nursing bag to Mendota because she's sure that James will make her work while she's on vacation.
I might, just cause.
Apparently, Rob Chance is now going to string you up like a pinata at Mendota.
What?
Just I'm not sure yet.
See, Tara was telling me hi right there.
That's my name, Freddie. Let's see. Freddie looks like. Wait, what?
Hey, for those of you guys that are in chat that actually fish this tournament, do me a favor, put in there why you guys chose that lake or that spot that you guys were fishing at. Now I know Justin, I mean, he's got some pretty decent lakes out there. I just don't know why he picked the one he did.
Well, he didn't really have an option because Justin was in Roger's boat, so it's wherever Roger went, Justin had to go.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Justin was pulling Roger's boat. So Justin could have taken them anywhere he wanted to. As long as Baldwin is not on the table, I may discuss that with you, Parker.
Well, and that's just it, you know. And guys, I said here a while back that I wasn't going to fish the same lake, but it's already been brought to my attention that the rules and regulations for pretty much every tournament that I'm going to be trying to get into in the next year is going to be the rules are changing, and they're changing against me. So
Yes,
I don't
yes,
know.
they are. You know, and that's the great thing is, you know, we start these tournaments, we're coming up with different ideas, and the first time we have them, it's great to have people like Dockery in them because I know exactly what to change next time. And here's Mark crying and making excuses that he did great 3 days before and his honey hole was getting drained down. Oh, they drained my water. They turned my water off. You got beat, bro. Stop being a Freddy. You didn't take
Yeah,
fourth.
you just got beat. You just got
You didn't
beat.
take third. You got beat. But seriously, like Dockery said, how many days do you go out and catch 85 crappie at a spot in a matter of 2.5 hours?
That was just pure dumb luck. You do realize that, right? That's all it amounts to. There was no skill in it, no nothing. I was hoping that they were going to be up in there,
He
but
would have caught
the
more.
rest of it, oh yeah, I mean it worked out, but the rest of it was just pure dumb luck. And me and Katie went back. What was it? The next day, and we couldn't buy a bite. I think
Well,
no, not
they
Sunday.
lost.
No, it was Monday. Monday, and you know we had a hard time finding anything.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mark. We asked, Dockery did ask why you all fished that spot, the spot that you chose.
But now that spot that Mark was in, you know, we'd all seen him catch fish out of there earlier that week.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, and look at what Betty Jean Cross did to Muskrat and Justin the fishing
Oh,
buddies.
she put it. If she would have been in there, she would have embarrassed them boys.
Oh yeah, I mean she wasn't fishing there very far from them, and she got what was it 3 limits of
Yeah,
fish that day.
yeah.
So you figure that's 30 fish each, 90 fish.
That's keepers. Yeah.
Those are all keepers. That would have put them in first place.
Oh yeah. Now here's the thing though. You know, we got they did. She even said in the chat that day that they did not get permission to fish her lake, which is why the fish would not bite for them.
Right. That's okay. That's what it was.
Yeah. She's kind of like Dieter with the chicken down in his lake. She's got these fish trained on what and how to bite and when to bite. She only let them partially bite when D and I was up there. So enough to get it something to take home, but
Oh, Justin, excuses, Justin, excuses.
maybe you should just buy better cell phones, Justin. Because
If I can get that one back out of the water, Justin, I'll sell you a good used cell.
there you go. See, what's up? 336 Squirrel, Mike Irvin. 3+1 says, I keep rubbing my eyes. I'm seeing doubles, but the one on the bottom is a little bit better looking.
Hold up
Amen.
now.
Amen. Mid South says, I chose my ditch because when it's on, it's on. When it isn't, well, you saw that.
Yeah.
And that is true. I mean, oh,
Hey, there was a roof on the very first dock I was fishing at, bud.
AKA,
And
there was a
yeah,
roof when you
and
started.
I would like to set the record straight. Okay, everyone keeps saying that I smacked the top of the roof or that roof dock with the tip of that rod. No, man, that's a 1/32 ounce jig flying up at about 50 miles an hour and smacking into the. Never mind, hitting it and making a very loud thump. So the tip of the Krampus cane is still intact and good.
it makes a nice ting.
Yep, pretty
I
much.
will say the beginning of day one, if you watch about the first 45 minutes to an hour, you will hear ting quite a bit.
You also hear some adult language.
Yeah, and then
You
bleep,
did, you
bleep,
did,
bleep.
you did. So I need feedback, fellas. So what did you guys like and not like about the tournament? What could I change or make better besides, and if anybody says largemouth bass are not 3-pointers, that's not going to count. What did you like and dislike?
Dislike that bass were worth 3 points.
I dislike that trout were able to be caught.
Okay, you have to give reasons. Angler of the Ville, what's going on? Welcome.
No, I think overall, I mean it was a good tournament and stuff like that. I do think honestly that you should be able to fish private waters if I have been
Get
canvassing
two chads fishing.
I have been trying to get you to convert over to that for a long time now because there are a lot of people that have private ponds that they can fish in. So,
No, I agree with James. I don't think there was really a negative in it.
Are you done agreeing with James?
I agree with Angler X there.
Are you done? Are you done saying that your private ponds are open for business?
No, nothing about the
they
private
should
ponds.
be.
No,
I'm
no.
just saying. Now,
No.
and honestly, you take a vote over here in chat, and I guarantee you there's some guys that have got private ponds that they could go to that would probably give me a run for my money. And you don't just because you don't have private ponds doesn't mean.
All right, I'm gonna put it up for vote in chat. Do you think
that this
the
chat's
next
better
time we
looking
do
than
one
that
of
one?
these, they already know that I'm the best looking one here. So, do you think we should open up private ponds to the mix? Say yes or no to private ponds. What's going on, Mr. Duggar? That's right. There is but one Chad. You can try to imitate me, but you can't be me.
Yeah, see? Mo Creek, yes. The rest of them don't count.
I think Chad's co-host should host the next one. That would make it much better. Get out of here, Bets. What's going on, Miss Amy Payne? I'm in the room and can overhear. Did I ever hear say that they were better looking? Yes, Amy Payne. I am the best looking one here. That's all that matters. No matter how hard Freddie tries.
Betty says she's going to South Carolina.
Of course, you ignore me and won't tell the story. Wait a minute. What did I miss, Betty Jean?
I don't know. What did she miss?
I don't know, but she says she's coming to South Carolina. Take that.
Tell that story. Oh, yeah. The day that I grabbed the wrong, and it was the summer pool party. I think it was what it was. I grabbed the wrong bag out of the freezer here at the house to go fishing that morning. I thought I was actually taking some chicken because I wasn't getting skunked again. I was I was going to catch some fish, and I was going to, whatever. I took some extra bait, took some chicken. I ended up taking a whole bag of crappie with me
Oh,
and ruined my crappie. Crappie Day fish on. What's going on, David Smith? I hear a no, no, nope, no, no. We're going to
there were
skip
some
that one.
yeses in there.
There was
No,
only
no.
one yes.
We're going to skip Creole's message. No there. No, no. No from Mo Creek. All these yeses identify as no.
Yeah,
There's a
because I
thumbs down.
guarantee you, Mo Creek's been sending me some pictures of some crappie that, there's a lot of people that would give Chad away for at least catch one of those a year.
Yep. All I seen was all these no's and these yeses that identified as no's. So, hey, Texas Shooter, what's going on? It says it depends on what your definition of a pond is. Well, me, it's on personal property. Like James's house, who has 80 private ponds on his land.
There's not 80 private ponds here. There's only 9.
Only
Well,
9.
see, that's a different tournament, Chad. That should be a different tournament.
All right. Well,
The private pond pan tourney.
Here's another question for you guys. Did you like the one angler only, or there was some commotion before, all caused by Mark from Catfish and Crappie, where he tried to get a professional angler as a partner because he knows he can't catch fish, and he was like, I'm going to bring in a professional bass fisherman to the tournament as my partner, and it had to change the rules. I actually dockered him, and had to change the rules last minute. I said, nope, I'm not getting into this. It's one angler per team. But what do you guys think about next time or another time doing a partner type deal like that?
I think it'd be a good idea, or kind of like a couples panfish tournament, or
right, but make it a couples tournament.
Yeah, just make it a separate tournament on its own.
But I was going to say, but I like the way that you ran this one, where it was literally, everybody against everybody else. You didn't have teams. You only had one person that, per live, basically. I mean, I do realize there were some that were, husband and wife that were fishing together in the same stream, but they were still competing against each other.
Yeah.
I do think, though, that there should be a rule that Josh Dunnigan can't compete in the panfish tournament unless Christine is with him. They can fish in the same stream, against each other. That way, he has to take her pan fishing.
That is true. I could set this up to where Christina finally gets to go bluegill fishing.
Yep.
Your next rule is going to be you can only have one rod in your hand at a time.
Well, if we did the couples thing, I think it'd be only fair because you got to think, try keeping up with what's going on.
Yep.
And we didn't even have a full house, man, on the whole thing, and it was still like, even at the end of the Sunday when it was you and Josh going back and forth. I mean, it was one after another. I couldn't keep as soon as I'd get you up on big screen, Josh was like, I got another one. I'm like, I can't keep up.
And I saw somebody's comment. I saw somebody's comment where they wanted an all crappie one, and I do believe that Mark from Catfish and Crappie is actually planning on putting one of those together.
I think he's working on some kind of ideas.
Yep, just for crappie. So you heard it here first, guys.
That is right. Hooks and Hammond says, "What the 2 chans?"
Threw Mark under the bus.
So, and one angler is fun until Roger steals your rod. That's right. He did steal it, didn't he?
He still did. Yeah, I was going to say he took Justin's rod quite a bit. So,
yeah, but I like the idea of the couple, like a couples or a partners or something like that. I don't know exactly what to do with that, but I still think one rod apiece at that point. I don't want to get too out of hand with trying to keep up. Like I said, a lot of you guys were just using one, except for two arm Freddie there. He was.
Yeah, I was going to say he was trying to go to town. He almost got her. He almost pushed his way up into third. So I mean, that was pretty impressive trying to
Let's see.
keep up with both of them.
Yeah, Freddie ended up with, where's he at?
33.
Yeah, 33. Not bad for the last 2 hours.
Yep.
Of
12:02. I
the
caught the first fish. I went back and watched it. It's 12:02. I caught the first fish.
So an hour and
58 minutes.
58 minutes.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and make somebody mad. Now during a couples tournament, it has to be boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, and wife, correct? You can't have an outsider come in and
Say that one more time.
It has to be boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, and wife, correct, in the couples tournament?
Yeah, that's why Fishing the Mid-South couldn't fish this last couples tournament. I found out that his girlfriend was a mom. So,
well, I mean, and because Mark was saying that he was going to get Violet to fish with him for the couples tournament next year. So I just wanted to go ahead and stick that knife right into
definitely go ahead and stick the knife in that one. Just like Roger and Justin are already planning on something too. So, yeah.
Well, there are like a couple, Roger and Justin, on this panfish.
Yeah, but
they were fighting who can catch fish.
Anyway, 2-person tournament, but have fish together. Because I did like that because we're able to get more people, and if there's people local that fish together, like Roger and Justin did, I liked that. So it's nice to be able to get extra people in there. So here's another question I have for you is, do you think I should start charging the $250 entry fee to this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Non-refundable.
Non-refundable.
Okay. We'll look into that one as well.
Even during a rain delay or washout, something like that. You don't get your money back.
Oh yeah, freeze out.
Yeah.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, my audio was messing up on my phone there. Okay. Okay. So, where am I at?
You're at Christina Dunnigan.
Hey, there's Christina Dunnigan, BFF tournament. Hey, there's an idea.
Oh, there's a good, yeah.
Let's actually talk about a next tournament. So the next tournament.
Hang on, you're gonna Rob. You need to step away from the computer, bud. He's going to be talking about the winter blues, and we don't want you having, we don't want that finger of yours starting to ache.
Rob's like, oh God,
oh, it hurts.
So, and just so everybody knows, I will be adding some more stipulations to the winter blues this year and further tournaments. But go ahead and mark your calendar. We're going to do Saturdays coming up. We're not going to do it in February. I will not do that again because Rob's still crying. I get a picture a week about his thumb or his finger or whatever. They're all together now where he froze them together. But I get a message all the time. I'm like, don't do it. So we're going to move it to January this year. Now, again, I'm not going to do this Saturday, Sunday again. I'm going to do 2 Saturdays in January. And if we get more than 16 people, again, we will take the randomizer, and then the others will be done as backups in case something happens and people can't get in there. Christina got. Sorry, I just see Christina's message and say she won't be pregnant this time. But I am looking at January 8th and January 15th. That way, normally the bitter freeze is February, even though they're predicting a bad winter this year. Hopefully, that part of January, it'll be cold, but it won't be sub-zero temperatures like we did that last year. And I also broke 2 Stan's phone and his ribs on top of that. So J-Dog would need a bigger boat for a BFF tournament. Yes, he would. Mm-mm. But I will post that again. I'll post that once I get the thing made for like a thumbnail to post on Facebook. I'll be posting that to the Fishing with the Chad Facebook group, along with the rules and the updated, the updated rules. So, just saying, Rob and Parker may want to find somewhere else to fish this coming year.
Oh,
My research shows that Baldwin Lake is a pay lake category now. I'm just kidding. Not really. Winter Blues, Hooks and Salmon says Hooks or Winter Blues, I'm in. Let's see.
So you're gonna do the Winter Blues as a numbers tournament again?
Yeah, it'll still be the same philosophy as the other ones. There'll just be a couple more rules that we haven't had in the past, but it'll be a numbers game. But it's only blue cats will count type deal.
I'm going to Lake Wiley.
Hey, that's a good lake. Good lake to catch them. Ooh, look at this. Look at this. Look. You made fun of him, Dockery, and now you assuming I want to fish.
I don't know.
Here we go. Baldwin Lake is full of Ohio River fish. That's probably where they take them. They take the bigger fish out of the Ohio. But I do have some other ideas for some tournaments coming up, but I won't share them here because they're not fully generated out of the brain yet. But I got one that is, if you think these other ones have been not only entertaining, but as an angler, frustrating, challenging. Wait till you hear this one when I finally announce the full thing about it. You guys are gonna love the idea, and then when you compete in it, you're gonna hate me so much.
Well, what seems to be, like obvious about what you just said though was you're targeting just the Missouri guys. I mean, you didn't go and make any big rules after Creo took everyone to school during the tournament that one year.
No. This rule also is based off of, we're learning from history, and after the first couple showdown and the second couple showdown, the Winter Blues tournament, I have come to the realization that some further changes in the rules are needed, and you could blame basically those guys. Yes.
We didn't do anything but fish.
Well, maybe, pal, you fish too well. How about that?
All right. I got another lake though, so. And again, I've got plans for the couples tournament that we're going to next year. I've got plans for the next time you do a panfish one. I'm not going to tell you where I'm fishing. That's all there is to it. Because every time I do, you make up some sort of an excuse as to you can't fish there, you can't fish here. So we'll find out.
Well, why don't you tell us? Just give us a hint.
No, I don't think so. And by the way, guys, this is Parker Pursuits t-shirt. So if you guys hit him up, he's got them for sale.
I will, but I don't think he would sell me one now.
No, this is a limited run. These aren't for sale. It's already got the sleeves off. For Chad. Just saying.
Hey, did you notice I'm wearing sleeves tonight, man?
I see that.
I found my fishing and stuff shirt. Excited. Who would have thought it was in my closet? All I had to do was look. Let's see. Make sure I'm not missing it. Hey, Mr. Art from One Ton Fishing Club. What's up, buddy?
One donor for life.
Says, I love the tournament. It gave some other guys a chance to compete with their not in primo cat waters. That's right. Well, not everybody has, you know, Tennessee and Potomac and Mississippi waters to fish for catfish. I mean, if you ever watched Mark can tear up channel cats and some decent sized flatheads, but you don't have the opportunity to really fish for blue cats or even big channel cats unless he drives hours to go do it. So I like this changing up too. There's so many catfish tournaments going on. I thought the panfish tournament was a good change up.
It was. It was a great change up.
Yep. So, and there was quite a few people that actually had, a lot of fun during that tournament. So I thought it was outstanding.
So did you think that Josh was going to be able to beat you in overall fifth?
I was hoping he would. Honestly, I really and truly did. Once he found, the bluegill and stuff like that, I was rooting him on. I mean, it was kind of funny because we were sitting here at the house, and while this whole thing was going on, I'm yelling, I'm texting Christina, giving her an update because she wasn't home watching it. She was out getting stuff for Josh. And so, and I was cheering him on. I wanted him to get me in numbers and stuff like that. And then once he caught that one little crappie that he caught, I thought, well, okay, he's, he might switch over to a crappie setup and see if he can't get up there a little bit further. But he never did. He stayed with bluegill, so he stuck with his game plan.
Yeah, I really thought that the way as fast as he was pulling them in, and it was just like, at the end of day one, it was the same thing as the end of day two. I noticed the chat really get into meeting that number, right? It was for you 200 points, and then for Josh, it was trying to beat 100 bluegill and trying to catch you on fish, and the people in chat was just loving it, from what I could tell.
Yeah. Well, and that's just it. I mean, if you can't have fun during these tournaments and stuff like that, why compete in them?
Right.
They're not costing you anything to enter them. I mean, yeah, you might be out a little bit of gas or whatever the case may be, but it's what, 6 hours is what the tournaments ran?
5 hours, 6 hours, depends on what you're doing. Yeah, I was
right.
We did 5.
And I would have been fishing that day anyway, one way or the other. So
we'll get to this question. I want to mark this one, but I agree. And me and you talked, Dockery, and when you're not on them and somebody else is, it's kind of like, oh, man, this ain't my day. Everybody will think I'm the Chad of the whole the group. Can't catch fish, but in reality, those kind of tournaments could be anybody's ball game, and it just happened to be that day one was your day and day two was Josh's, and
yeah,
everybody had pretty good time,
Yep. And and the thing about it is we all have become tight in the community. I mean, some of us are a lot tighter with each other than other people and stuff like that, and we give each other crap nonstop. But we know that it's all, it's all love and war. So, and it's all good.
Well, and for now, you've got bragging rights to talk smack over all these guys.
Listen, the smack talk was stopped by Rob when he sent me the pictures of those crappie he was catching.
He did catch some slabs, didn't he?
Boy, he did. He was catching some 16-inch crappie that, those were really nice.
Touch base on that real quick. I mean, if anybody can explain a little bit different of the setup, because, you can catch bluegill or crappie on bluegill type setups as well. We've got them plenty of bluegill jigging for crappie as well. But what differences would you say, Dockery, as far as setting up for bluegill versus crappie?
If I'm targeting strictly bluegill, and this is, and I'm wanting, just a mess of bluegill to take home and eat, I'm going to nightcrawler, redworm, waxworm, something along those. I'm still using a jig head under a bobber or a float or whatever. but that's what I'm going for. And with crappie, it's a little bit different just for the simple fact that the presentation has got to be almost perfect in order for those crappie to bite.
Yeah.
And that's just the way I feel. I mean, and I was talking to somebody the other day, and we were both stumped about why these crappie were hitting on a certain lure and not anything else. Nothing smaller, nothing bigger. It had to be a certain size. And crappie are more picky. They just are. Bluegill are an opportunist. They're almost a predator feeder, just for the simple fact that they will literally eat anything.
I still say that bluegill are derivative of piranha. That's all they are.
Yeah.
Without teeth.
Pretty much.
351 Cleveland. But what would be the prize for a crappie tournament with only using jigs? For me and my boy, the slab master, it wouldn't be like taking candy from a baby. 351 Cleveland talking like, hey, I'd own you all in a slab master tournament.
That's all I used the other day was jigs. I didn't tip them with anything. It was just an Arky 1-inch tube jig is all I was using.
That's right. But yeah, just so the winning of this one is one. The main thing is brag. We do these for fun. The Couple Showdown and the Winter Blues tournaments were for charities. This one was not for charity. The winners, there were some things that the winner got, and including, Dee and I decided to do $100 reel for up to $100 reel for the winner. And James Dockery asked us to not do that and to donate the money to Toys for Tots. So it in sense did turn into a kind of a charity there as well. So again, thank you to Mr. Dockery for that.
Yeah. The thing about that is if another reel would have showed up to the house, Katie would have swore I ordered it, and she would have just ripped me a new one. So, I mean, it does save an awful lot of hassle and headache and stuff like that. So
that is true. So I thought about the Tactica tournament. I was fishing anyway, so let's join in and have fun. And exactly, there's things that are good about this. The main thing is to get us all together and fish and have fun. You guys get a little more exposure to maybe a couple people that haven't ever seen your channels, the ones that are wanting to grow it, that sort of thing, and they get to know you a little bit if you're willing to kind of talk and have fun with it and stuff like that. So, I can tell you, I get the watch hours, but that's about all I get. We've already discussed. I'm not monetized. I may never be, and that's not why I started these. Not ever going to get rich and quit my job on it, unfortunately. We'd all love to have that, but let's be realistic. Let's keep this about having fun and how many great friends have we made off of this? And we get, Dockery's like 8.5 hours, 9 hours away from us, I think it is. And we got Mark's close, but he's got a $20 toll that I got to go through to get to his house. Closer. We got people in South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, DC, Missouri. We got Creole that's 14 hours away, but we can get on screen and have a blast together and joke around and have fun. And
one thing though, I don't think Creole's going to be entering any tournaments.
Did he finally build the house?
Well, that's what I'm assuming. So, I mean, he's not going to have time if he's all constantly working on that house. So
this is true. Yeah. So
just saying.
That means there'll be a new winner.
Hey, SK, how's it going, bud?
Yeah, SK, we had the Slab Master tournament. I mean, day one was basically a crappie fest. Day two was a more of bluegill fest. But it was a lot of fun. People was going over different kinds of fish. It was fun.
Oh, Creole's upset now.
Wait, what did y'all do?
Well, he was breaking ground. Yeah, he was breaking ground the other day on something, and I asked that question on his Facebook. Was that the house plot? But Miss Laura said she wished, but no.
I got to break it to Roger that we're not getting rich off of this anytime soon or ever. Let's just have fun, buddy. Let's be friends, make fun of each other, razz each other a lot, and have some fun. That's all. That's all we're ever going to really get out of this.
Oh, I didn't see
One out of
Tara
one
post
out
a
of a
question
million probably
twice.
ever make real money out of this.
I want to say Tara posted a question way back in the thing. No, Tara, it's not really that color. It's just sprayed.
You watch, Freddie. It's gonna stick.
That would
Probably
be
will
funny.
half of it. Well, if it ain't
Or you're
there,
gonna
it's
wash
stuck
it
on
out
my
and it'll turn
hands.
pink.
Got to be quick to get out ahead of the crowd. That's right. Tournaments popping up everywhere, and that's true. I think
There are.
I think we've seen an explosion this year, but I don't think that's going to slow down. We've talked about it before. The ideas and the possibilities really, we probably even haven't even touched a tenth of what could be as far as ideas of what you could do with tournaments. Just like the other day, the one that I'm telling you about that is going to drive people mad and probably tick some people off, but they're going to have fun while they're doing it as well. It is just, was brought to me the other day by somebody, and they're like, "What do you think about this?" And I'm like, we started expanding and talking. It's like, "Oh man, this sounds so awesome!" And people are going to freaking be so ticked off when they're
Yep.
doing this one. So it was
But
like, yeah,
that's
this is
just
up my
it.
alley. This is up my alley.
Yeah, I mean, and not only that, but I mean, these tournaments are for fun. And if it
Exactly.
makes you mad that either somebody outfished you or you didn't come in first or you didn't come in, where you thought you would, you know what? Maybe online tournaments are for you. I
No,
mean, point blank and simple. It's, to
no,
me, as long as I don't get the Dockery Award during a tournament, I'm fine. And yeah, I blame Chad for that.
listen, look at this. The guy this guy right here is probably like a billionaire off of YouTube, saying he's not one of the million. SK's got skills that we could only dream of. We know you. We know all about you, brother.
That gentleman is a wealth of knowledge that
Yes,
most of us will never, ever comprehend when it comes to crappie fishing.
I agree. He does some good pan fishing, bluegill fishing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him do that a couple times. Hey, what's up, Miss Pontoon Jody?
James almost said it right. It's all about fishing. It's supposed to be fun, whether it's a tournament with a trophy or for money or whatnot. You still got to have fun at it. If you don't, it's you shouldn't be doing it.
You're right, and that's why I haven't done anything to where it's all about been about charities and stuff like I didn't want it to be about me or anything like that. I started them out. They're charity tournaments, and if somebody only donates $1 and that's all we ever get, we'll donate that damn dollar to a charity. If we make a $1,500 like we have in the last two, we'll donate every penny of it on those charity tournaments.
Well, what I liked about with the panfish tournament was, everybody knew what, everybody thought they knew exactly what the prize was. And if that would have been the prize, just a collection of Lyle Stokes jigs and a cup from Panfish Nation, that's both of those are going right up there on the wall. I've got Sophie's jigs, which I can say hardly anybody has those. I don't
have any Sophie jigs.
Hi, Sophie. But those to me, those mean more to me than an actual trophy. I mean, I've got trophies, I've got plaques, and all this other stuff. It's the smaller things, that the personalized touch of a trophy or jigs or something like that, and they don't even have to be top quality stuff. I mean, just to say, yep, I can look at that and go, okay, that's where I got that from, and I think a lot of us are that way.
I'd agree, and that's kind of why leading up to it, I'm like, what am I going to do for a prize and all that kind of stuff, and that gets stressful to me because I do feel like I should be able to give back to you guys for being a part of it and that sort of thing. And I know I don't have to, but it is nice, right? And I kept thinking about it, and I was like, I'm going to go down to the bait shop, and I'm going to buy a nice reel, and I'll bring it up. And then, Saturday, I was like, maybe I'll go after the show Saturday. And then I finally was like, what do you think about this, D? And then I started to bring it up on the show Sunday, and I can't remember who it was.
I don't remember who it was either.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was. Do you remember, Dockery? Sure. You don't remember who it was that brought that up? What is it?
I don't remember.
Hmm.
But he's more angry than I am here lately. So I mean,
He is, and so I was like, you know what? Fine, I won't tell anybody until it's over. And it kind of worked out that it went to charity, so I liked it.
And that's I mean, guys, that's always going to be my first come. I mean, when there's kids involved, I'll stop everything I'm doing right there to help a kid out.
That's right.
So,
perfect example was Saturday when you were fishing. You helped that guy on that second dock. I want to say you probably would have caught another 6 or 8 fish in that time frame, but you stopped doing what you were doing to take the time to help that young man out. And I want to say thank you for that. That was an amazing sight to sit back and just watch.
Well, I mean, and most states offer that type of program that you can actually get involved, whether it's teaching fishing, and just the people that are in here is a wealth of knowledge. I mean, some of these kids, they would be lucky to have a lot of us, just sit there and tell them, okay, this is what I'm doing, this is what works, and show them the right ways and the right techniques so that they're not out there struggling, getting frustrated, and just giving up.
Yeah. No, I agree. I thought that was awesome too.
You have to wonder if Parker's actually watching the show. Because I've been wearing this shirt all night long, and he just now noticed that it's
and
his
you
shirt.
Even called it out. You called it out earlier.
I did call it out, and I told everybody that you have him for sale. Go see, go talk to Parker. But no,
you know what it is. After I made my comment earlier, he's been looking at other lakes besides Baldwin. So
probably
before we go, I'm going to be putting out a short little video for all of you watching to maybe be a part of something. So this is going to be my ask. If you have a local bait store, and what I mean, don't send me Walmart or Bass Pro Shop or anything like that. If you have a local bait shop like Muddy Water Bait and Tackle or Latonia Bait and Tackle, where I get my bait, or something like that you are very fond of, and you would love for them to be the thumbnail of one of our shows, I'm going to give you the opportunity to do that. So what I am going to ask, and I'll put this all in the video when I get it done, is to take a nice picture with a nice cell phone this way, not this way, but this way. And it's got to be a quality. No, not the Walmart chicken aisle. Oh, that says sale. I knew that. That's what Dockery would send me. So he would. So I'm going to look for people to send me, if they would like to do it, get that bait shop's permission to take a good, cool photo of that bait shop and send it to my email and have a chance to be on a thumbnail of the bait shop. So again, I'm going to put a little video together when I get time, and I'll put it out there. It'll include my email, which is already in there. It's fishingwithchad@gmail.com. If you want to go ahead and get a head start on it. But yeah, so Parker, if Chad hates Missouri, knows what?
Oh,
no,
see,
Stop the show.
No. You've been bad mouthing us, Missouri boys.
I never said I hated
changing the rules. Changing the rules to handicap us.
I love Missouri. Do you know why I love Missouri? Because Cindy Stokes lives there and she's amazing. But anyway, that got me all hot and flustered and everything. I'm like, I might need a drink after this. But yeah, so again, if you guys have a local bait shop that you can get a good photo of and they're okay with it, us using it as their thumbnail, go ahead and send that in. I will get more details when I do the video. It'll be basically the same thing, but maybe I'll show you how to take a picture properly, horizontally, not vertically, so I can actually make a thumbnail out of it, and we'll go from there. I don't have a bait shop here. Well, you're ever around and you're like, man, this bait sounds pretty cool, take a picture of it. And so be like, hey, you want to be on YouTube? Thumbnail? Here we go. There's lots of ones out there. And that also will mean that you are going and supporting local bait shops and not just Walmart and all these other big box stores. So, poor Parker, Chad hates Missouri. Now Illinois, I can say that one's on the list of not necessarily hate it. I really just dislike most of the state. But we are at 9 o'clock, gentlemen. Angler X, appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us. Always good to have you in here.
Thank you.
Chad Jr., appreciate you being here, buddy.
I do hope that washes out, Freddie. I really do.
I bet he next week he probably still have it left in there. Because once you want to look like me, it's never ending. He's gonna start eating extra zebra cakes. He's gonna get a Christmas belly like I got year round.
What are you talking about? I've done wiped my beard like 3 times. My fingers are already orange.
You all know what's funny is it's not dye. That's just Cheeto dust.
Nice.
All right. If you, we will see you guys over here in just a minute on Panfish Nation. Make sure you guys go over and check Mark and Lyle out. They probably are getting ready to hit the play button. So we will see you guys next week. Remember, in 2 weeks, we have the Thanksgiving special where we will go over all of the deals that are going to be happening on Black Friday. And I'm going to do another one of those. I actually have been reaching out to some of the vendors and stuff, seeing what we got. And I have already marked off so many off my list that Lyle Stokes would try to send me. He's not going to get me this year. But we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
See ya.
Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day. That's right.
Right.
Hey, Steve Mosley.